What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, last week we reported on a horrific story out of Staten Island, New York. Shout out, in which a 19-year-old boy supposedly decapitated his stepfather. And more information has come out, and I came across this today, and like, this is truly horrifying. If he, if cutting the father's head off in this story, or stepfather's head off, wasn't bad enough, what his original plan was to do to this man was even worse. And then what led up to it. If you pay attention and read between the lines, you'll pick up three things that I want to talk to you guys about. But for now, listen to the update and, new information about this case.
I want to start with the most shocking story I've heard in a while. But first, I do feel like I need to warn you what I'm about to tell you is extremely graphic. A teen in the Staten Island borough of New York City is being accused of murdering his mother's boyfriend, but not only of that, also of decapitating him. 19-year-old Damian Hurstel was found by his younger sister after she came home from school. That's when he reportedly told her, quote, "I did something bad. Go to your room." I have chills just reading that. Well, she didn't listen and discovered the body of her mom's 45-year-old boyfriend in two pieces in the bathtub. The knife was still in the severed head. Hurstel allegedly confessed and offered even more gory details, telling police he first argued with his mother Monday morning, and he took a walk to try to cool off on the advice of the victim, and then he found him home alone when he returned. Now, they then argued, and he beat the boyfriend to death with a meat tenderizer, and his plan was to cut up the body, pulverize it with a blender, and flush it down the toilet. And when his efforts to do that with a kitchen knife failed, he grabbed a handsaw. Now, he allegedly then used a hammer to try to remove the man's brains, but he was interrupted by his sister coming home from school. Now, neighbors told the Post that when mom returned home to this grisly scene, she was heard screaming, "Why did you kill him? I still loved him." The victim, Anthony Casalaspro, and Hurstel's mom had been together about 6 years, according to a friend. And the family has a history of domestic incident reports involving the victim beating the teen's mom. Hurstel also has a history of mental illness, including schizophrenia and self-harm. Now, neighbors said when her alleged murderer's son was led away by police covered in blood, his mother refused to look at him, but he, quote, looked relieved, no expression on his face.
All right, guys, you've seen it. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna talk about three things. The first thing is the backstory of this. When I did this story, somebody in the comment section said something that I wasn't even thinking about. They was like, it had to be some reason why he did that to the stepfather. Was he beating on the mother or something? And I said, in another video where I came back and talked about this, I was like, I don't see anything that warrants somebody getting handled like that. Pearl Harbor while he in the tub by a 19-year-old kid, that lives in the house with him. Unless it was something real bad, but then again, people go and fly off the handle at any given time. But once you pay attention, the woman been with this guy for 6 years. So that means he was, 13 years old when he came on the scene, right? Says when he attacked the man, the whole thing started that day where him and the mom got into an argument, right? Don't know what it's about, but I think I got an idea. They got into an argument. The guy, the stepdad, intervened and said, "Take a walk." Told him to get out, take a walk. So he left. He out there, he thinking whatever they was arguing about. He comes back in. His mother's not there, but the boyfriend is. He sees he in the tub. He takes a meat tenderizer and goes and gives him the business. So I think, honestly, he was arguing with his mom over the way this guy treats her, or either he should leave or something. You could see it, the writings on the wall. They got into an argument. He came in there. He probably didn't know what it was about. Saw him screaming and hollering at each other, told him to leave. When he came back, and he saw the guy and opportunity present itself, he moved on it. See, men relate to situations different than women. Men relate with violence. Women a lot of times try to relate with, rationale or love. Man to handle you. I ain't got time for all that shit. I see what you doing. I'm going to deal with you. I don't think this kid is that bad. And just hear me out. Yeah, what he did was crazy, but I think it's a buildup. They said he had mental illness, but he was really into stuff like self-harm. You know who's into stuff like self-harm? Children that are in positions that grow up in households of extreme violence and chaos where they can't get out of it. So they can't hurt the ones that they're fearful of or the ones that are in control. So they turn it on themselves. Go look it up. This shit is deep, y'all. It's deep. That brings me to my second thing. The effect of domestic violence on children. Like I said, he was 13 when this guy came. Probably thought he was a cool dude. Don't know what kind of household they ran. But a lot of times, ladies, you can bring a guy in the house. If you have your children, and your children will lose respect for you after they don't respect the guy and they see how the guy treats you and they respect you as a leader in your own damn house. Come on. If my mom meets a guy, yeah, I respect him and stuff out of respect for him being an adult. And a rapport will grow over time when I see he's all right and my mom loves him. And then, maybe eventually I'll love him and respect him. But when you start beating on somebody's mom, that fractures that relationship. There are a lot of kids out here right now that are violent, and people I do stories about. A lot of serial killers come from houses where they get the shit beat out of them. And they watch their mother or people that they care about get torn out the frame on a regular. They get desensitized to violence. Or they internalize it. And when they internalize it, excuse me, I dropped my soda. When they internalize it, when they do lash it out at the one that they really want out of the house, it's bad. Look at the whole situation. I dropped my soda, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Look at the whole situation, guys. I apologize for that. He beat him in the head. Right? Subdued him. Then went and tried to remove his brain from his head after he cut his head off. So he hit this man, beat him down, realized he killed him. His internal hatred and thinking back all the stuff he did to his mom turned him into a monster. But see, monsters are made, they're not born. And this is an example of it. This is something a lot of people don't talk about. The effect of domestic violence in the presence of children. One child can witness one thing of domestic violence against one of their parents or between both parents, and it can scar them for life. 6 years of this shit? How you think his head's gonna be? Come on, man. Come on. We all reap what we sow. And a lot of times, it come back on us tenfold. And in the case of this dude, if everything is checking out the way the reports are, I feel nothing for him. You ain't think that was going to happen? It's just crazy, man. And that brings me to my third point, man. Now, this guy was forced to be with his mother as a parent in a situation that probably was hell on earth to his psyche, and also further aggravating the mental illness that he was subscribing. Because I'm going to tell you something. You ain't got to be born with mental illness. That shit can be beat into you. It can be put into you from shit you witness. And different experiences can add to the degradation of your mental capacity, your mental state. I think this is one of them. I think that kid was a probably regular kid. But he got in this situation that he couldn't get out of because his mom chose this dude. And it reflected. Because if you listen closely, the lady said, "Why'd you do that? I still loved him." So she already knew that he didn't like the man for stuff that been going on in the house with her. Come on. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Guys, tell me if you agree or disagree. I think when he killed that man, it was a message after he was dead of all the pain he internalized as a kid. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.